Hi guys, how you all doing? I hope that you had a lovely Friday and getting ready for your weekend. And not that there's much you can go out and do, but you can at least relax from work-related responsibilities if we have any. I don't know, for some of you there might not be much of a difference between the two, which is also perfectly okay. But I hope you guys are all doing well and trying to keep as positive as possible. Okay, so tonight's session I have decided to go for a lovely stretching session. I feel another one is due. I have put a little bit of a program together, so excuse me for looking at the book every now and then. I just want to make sure that I am following the program I've put together instead of just winging it today. All right, so then let's get into our lovely rest position. So we're going to get onto those knees, sit bones on the feet, and we walk the hands down the mat and lower the upper body towards the floor. And then you rest your forehead on the mat for me. And we're just going to take 4 lovely big inhales here to really open up the rib cage and melt ourselves into the mat. So let's go. We inhale for number 1. And deep exhale, just releasing and relaxing. Inhale number 2, open up that rib cage wide. And a deep exhale. Now for the next 2, I want you to place your hands together and place them behind your head. So like you're praying behind your head. This is to open up the underneath part of the arms and shoulders a bit more. So the head is down, we walk the elbows forward, and we take another big inhale, 2 big inhales here. Inhale number 1. And a deep exhale. And inhale number 2. And a deep exhale. Lovely. Place the arms back on the mat. And let's come up onto all fours. We're going to go into our lovely puppy pose. So it's not as harsh as down dog. And we're going to hold that position for 20 seconds, okay? So you want to keep your hips over the knees, and you just want to walk the hands forward and lower that body down towards the floor. Again, this is to open up underneath the arms and the front of the chest, all right? And we're just going to hold here. Put the forehead on the mat, and just let that upper body sink down into the mat for me. Fantastic. We have 10 more seconds to go. Feel those shoulders opening wide. Lovely. And now we gently lift that upper body up for me. And we come back into our all fours. We're going to go into a lovely cat and cow stretch just to open up that spine a little bit more. So let's get set up. I want you to have your knees under your hips again, hands under shoulders. Push the floor away, but your spine is still straight. We haven't pushed the spine up to the ceiling yet. We're just connecting under the arms. Pull the shoulders down and lengthen through the crown of your head. Have a slight arch in that lower back if you don't. We inhale to prepare. Exhale, scoop the navel, tuck that pelvis, and gently move through the spine, pushing everything up to the ceiling for me. Now I want you to really tuck the pelvis underneath you. Push the floor away to open up between those shoulder blades. We hold for the inhale. Exhale, lifting the eyeline and the tailbone at the same time. Dropping the belly down to the floor. Make sure the shoulders are still out of the ears and the back of the neck is still long. We're going to do that 3 more times. We inhale. Exhale, tuck the tailbone under. Start from the lower spine. Moving through the middle part of the spine and then the upper back. Not the chin. Opening up the back of that neck. Push the floor away. Hold for the inhale there. Exhale, lifting eyeline and tailbone, dropping belly to the floor, keeping shoulders low and out of those ears. And let's go again. We exhale, tuck that tailbone, moving through gently, one vertebra at a time, pushing everything up to the ceiling. Hold for the inhale, and exhale, lifting eyeline and tailbone, shoulders low and out of the ears, neck beautifully long, and shoulders low. Hold for the inhale there, and last set. Exhale, tuck that tailbone underneath you, moving through the spine, one vertebra at a time. Really push the hands into the floor to open up between those shoulder blades. Inhale. And exhale, lifting eyeline and tailbone, dropping the belly down. Lengthen through the neck, shoulders nice and low out of the ears. Good. Okay, now come back to your start position with your body. So we're not dipping that belly down to the floor anymore. We're going to go into some upper body rotation. So it's called thread the needle. I want you to take the hands further forward now. So the hands are no longer underneath the shoulders, and we gently push our sit bones back halfway. All right, now we're going to take the back of the right hand, place it on the mat underneath us. We're going to thread the right hand through and under the left armpit. Rotate the upper body, and now lower your head and shoulders down to the floor. Good. Okay, now I want you to push the pelvis slightly to the right so we keep the spine straight. Reach your right arm long towards the wall. Gently push into that left arm to open up that rib cage a little bit more. And we're going to hold here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We connect under that left armpit, so pull that shoulder down. So we work those stabilizers as we push into that hand to restack and bring our right hand back onto the mat. Now we're going to go to the left side. So we take the left hand, place the back of the left hand on the floor underneath us. We thread that arm through for me. So that left arm goes underneath the right armpit. We lower the head and shoulder down to the floor. Gently push your pelvis to the left to straighten that spine for me. Good. And now gently push the right hand into the mat to open up the chest a little bit more. And we hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Connect under that right armpit. So pull that right shoulder down as we unrotate, bringing the left hand back onto the mat. Fantastic. Let's come back up into our 4-point kneeling. So our hands are now under our shoulders again. We're going to get back into our start position. So we push the floor away, shoulders low and out of the ears. All right. Now, we're going to kick that right foot out to the side and off the mat. So the knee stays where it is, just that foot shifts out. Okay. Now we're going to put all the weight into the right hand, straighten the left leg behind you, but the toe stays on the floor. We then rotate the upper body to take the left hand up to the ceiling. And I want you to now look down at your right hand. Arch your left hand up and over like a rainbow so you can push the left rib cage up to the ceiling for me. So we're opening down the whole left side of the body. All right. And we're going to hold that for 30 seconds there. Make sure your right shoulder is still low and connected. You're pushing the floor away with that right hand. We push the rib cage up to the ceiling. Arm reaching long and over. Good. And we've got 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Gently bring that left arm back onto the mat. Bring that left knee back onto the mat. Back onto all fours. So I'm just going to swap myself around here so that you don't have to see the back of my body. All right, so we now pop the left leg out. We put all the weight in that left arm. We straighten the right leg. We now lift and rotate the body to take the right arm up to the ceiling. We look down at the left arm. We take the right arm up and over. So now we're really opening up that right side of the body. All right, and let's go. Push your left hand into the mat. Pull that left shoulder down and out of the ear. Good. So we're working those beautiful stabilizers. We then push the ribcage up to the ceiling a little bit more for me. Fantastic. Reach along with that arm and we hold for another 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. We then bring that arm back onto the mat. Place the knees on the floor. And we're just going to push back into a lovely rest position to get off of those wrists for a couple of seconds. And just roll them out beautifully for me. Okay, beautiful. So now, we're going to come up onto our shins of our legs. We're going to do what is called baby camel. Okay, so this is to open up the front of the thighs, open up the front of those hips as well. We're going to place the hands back behind us, fingertips facing the sit bones. If this is too uncomfortable for your wrists, you're welcome to take the fingers out to the sides for me. All right. Just don't have your fingers facing backwards. That unfortunately puts your shoulder in quite a compromising position, so you open yourself up to shoulder injury. Okay, so I can already feel my thighs stretching just in this position here. We inhale to prepare. We exhale to lift the pelvis up and off the sit bones. We lift our eye line to where the ceiling and the wall meet. Tuck your pelvis, ribs pulling in. We're trying to open up the thighs and hips. We hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We lower the hips back down onto the floor for me. Beautiful. We're going to go into a slightly deeper stretch for the shoulders in a similar movement. We're going to go into a reverse tabletop. Okay, so now you're going to bring the feet onto the floor, knees are bent. We take the hands back behind us like we just did with baby camel. Make sure the feet are relatively close to those sit bones. So when we're up, the knees are over the feet and the shoulders are over the wrists, okay? We inhale to prepare. We exhale, lift the pelvis up. Try and get a straight line between knees, hips, and shoulders. If your neck is getting involved, just relax the neck backwards, or just keep your eye line at where the wall and ceiling meet. And we hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we bend at the hips and lower the pelvis back down to the floor. All right, so quite a big shoulder opener, that's for sure. If you're too tight in the front of the shoulders, it will be difficult to lift the pelvis up to get a straight line. Perfectly fine. Just work with what you have with your own body at this moment in time. Okay, fantastic. So now we're going to go into some lovely shoulder stretches. I like to call this one the shoulder blade stretch because it stretches between the shoulder blade and the spine. So I want you to have your knees bent again for me. Feet and knees roughly a fist distance apart and flex the toes to the nose. I want you to take your right hand and grab the outside of your left foot. All right. And now you're going to push the foot down to the floor to open up between the shoulder blade and the spine there. Okay. If you're not feeling a stretch, just take the right shoulder back a little bit more so that you can get a little bit more of a pull. All right. And we're going to hold this stretch here for a lovely 30 seconds. All right. So I'm just watching the time. You can just relax into that stretch. I like the stretch because it targets an area that's usually quite difficult to open up. There's not many stretches I've found that actually target that area specifically. Good. We have 10 more seconds, and then we will swap over to the other side. Good. 5 more seconds. Just enjoy that stretch. And now gently release, and we're going to swap sides. Okay, so let's lift that left arm. Left arm is now going to grab the outside of the right foot. So we're going across the midline. And now we gently push that right foot down into the floor. Feel the stretch between that shoulder blade and spine on the left side. And we're going to hold here for 30 seconds. If you feel like you can increase that stretch, you can push the foot down to the floor even more, but manage the stretch nicely. We're not here to rip our bodies apart. So just feel a good stretch, but don't push so far that you start feeling tingling or little sharp, niggly moments either. All right, fantastic, and we're almost there. Beautiful. Okay, so now we're going to move over to what I call pretzel arms. So this also, again, if you've got the flexibility, so let's see what we can do. This is now going to stretch the muscles actually on the shoulder blades themselves. So we're going to bend the elbows so they are 90 degrees, and we've lifted the elbows so that they're in line with the shoulders. The palms are facing our faces. We now take the right elbow and we cup it inside the left elbow. And then we wrap the hands around and try to get the palms to touch each other. If you can't get the palms of the hands together, just hook your pinky and thumb for me so that you can hold on. All right, so now we have our elbows at shoulder height. We're still sitting beautifully straight. We haven't arched our back. Those ribs are still laced. And now we gently push the elbows forward and away from us. All right. And we're just going to hold this stretch here for 20 seconds. I feel that that's a suitable time. Good. We're 10 seconds down. Make sure you haven't leaned forward to get that lengthening away. It's just the elbows gently pushing away. Good. And we now gently release the arms. And we're now going to swap over. So we now bring the right elbow cupped in by the left elbow. Wrap the hands around, palms together, all fingers hooked. We're sitting tall, ribs engaged, elbows at shoulder height. We inhale, we exhale, and we reach the elbows forward and away. All right, so we're going to hold here for another 20 seconds. Good. Just feel that stretch. Enjoy that stretch. Breathe into that stretch. Fantastic. I thoroughly enjoy these stretches. Good. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And gently release the arms. Just roll those shoulders out a little bit. Good. And we change the direction. Fantastic. We have one more stretch to do. It's going to require us to be laying down on the mat for me. So bend your knees, feet on the mat in front of you. Grab behind the thighs, curl your spine and roll down gently for me. Okay. We're going to do a lovely rotational stretch here. It's a common stretch that most people know. We're going to take the arms out to a T, so they're in line with or slightly below shoulder height. We lengthen that left leg long on the mat. We keep the ribs laced as we lift that right leg up to tabletop. All right, now we're going to take the left hand, grab behind on the outside of that bent knee, and we're just going to gently pull that knee across the midline towards the floor, and we look to the right hand side for me. So the stretch is supposed to open up that spine, lower back, okay? And we're just going to hold this position here for 30 seconds so we can really get into that stretch there. All right. But be gentle with yourself. We're not here, like I said, to push ourselves unnecessarily hard because we can actually damage our muscles from overstretching. Good. All right, we're almost there. Okay, we have 5 more seconds. Breathing. Beautiful. Now, let's release that knee. Pull the navel in to bring the leg back to center. We lower the right leg onto the mat. Good. We now lift that left knee up for me. Right hand grabs the outside of that left knee, and we pull that left knee across the midline as we look to the left arm. All right, and we're just holding that stretch now for 30 seconds. Beautiful. Good. If you're feeling a little bit of a catch in the hip, just lower the knee down a little bit more. You're obviously a little bit tight inside the hip area. All right, good. We have 10 more seconds. Okay, so you should feel the stretch in the glute area or the back. Lovely. And now we bring the knee back to center. Place both feet on the floor. We roll over onto our side. Push the floor away as we lift up. And voila, that is our stretching session for the evening, guys. I hope that you enjoyed it as much as I did. Yeah, that's it. Now I'm a little bit confused now on if were we right on time? I'm so sorry. I think I might have cut this one. Nope, it's right. I'm so sorry. Okay, I felt like it was a little bit less than 20 minutes there. My goodness. All right. Well, I hope you guys have a lovely evening. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope that you feel more open and loose. Have a good evening, guys. My brain.